Hello, my name is TheBausFFS, and welcome to my official SoloQ guide.
The Baus. Let's go.
Oh! Pentakill! Nice. Oh, I hit the Camille. Hey.
The infamous said. Rip out the Yasuo. The Laui.
I get it. Oh, no! In case you're new here, like I said earlier, I'm TheBausFFS, league streamer on Twitch, who is currently challenger, and my favorite champion is Sion.
Some say he's better than Faker himself.
I've been a challenger every single year. Last year I peaked rank 11 or 12 on EU. I also got challenger in Korea. Damn! This year I peaked rank 15 and I'm currently challenger. So those would be my kind of qualifications, I guess. What type of guide is this going to be, and why am I making it?
No
this
thanks,
guide
man.
is going to have tips and tricks for my top 4 champions, Sion, Gragas, Quinn and Rammus. But it's not only going to be a champion guide, it's also going to touch on general knowledge of the game. Alright? Why am I making this guide? A big reason for why I'm making this guide is there are concepts in League of Legends such as freezing, slow pushing, you know, you shouldn't build armor versus magical damage. These you have seen in all types of guides here and there, but there are concepts or tricks that I use in every single one of my games that I haven't seen or heard anyone in the League community ever talk about. So a big reason why I'm making this guide is to teach you guys something completely new about the game that I haven't heard and you probably never heard anyone talk about before. Before I get into the tips and tricks, I like to do a quick disclaimer first. Lately, a lot of people have been wanting me to be permanently banned for my playstyle and stuff like this. I'm not making this guide to try and defend myself, or
Because
I'm not
there's nothing to
making this
defend,
guide
of course.
to force my playstyle onto anyone. There are so many people that
But
play
to
a lot
justify-
more normally who are way better than me. So I'm not saying that how I'm playing the game is the correct way or anything like that. All I want to do with this video is show how I've been getting high elo these last few years and maybe teach you a thing or two. That's all I want to do. I'm not looking for more controversy. Alright, getting into the runes here then. We got my top 4 champions, Sion, Gragas, Rammus and Quinn. Starting off with Sion,
I'll only
we
be
got the
focusing on
grasp
Sion.
setup. I guess what's important here is the demolish and the
Grasp.
conditioning. Never go shield bash and never go second wind or bone plating. This is very crucial. These are the better runes. And then always go minion dematerializer. Minion dematerializer is, in my opinion, the strongest rune in League of Legends. I like to go magic resist over armor because it's more gold efficient. Health doesn't really work on Sion because you already get so much health. And other than that, that's pretty
So
standard. If you feel confident,
grasp of the undying, demolish. One sec. Grasp of the undying, overgrowth. And then inspiration, minion dematerializer.
enough to
Now
play
what's this,
AD
Cosmic
Sion,
Insight?
I feel like you
No,
have a
it's
lot of games on
nonsense.
Sion. This would be the rune page setup. Again,
Phase
demolish
rush.
conditioning, something like this. And then you were to build lethality. I only suggest this if you feel like you mastered the champion first. Going into Gragas, phase rush page. I'm not 100% sure with the secondary.
Okay, skip the
that minion deploys
Gragas
magic
because we're
footwear.
gonna be
Sometimes
only doing Sion.
to change. For Sion, The lethality build is going to be completely different. The tank sound build is going to be more or less the same. Sunfire, Swiftness Boots, always Swiftness Boots, Harsh Steel, Hullbreaker, Titanic. Starting Kull, of course.
Sunfire, Boots. Always Swifty. And then Steel Heart.
That's gonna be about the same. Gragas, you wanna start Mana Crystal refillable,
and then always
then
go cool start.
Lost Chapter.
Interesting.
And get
Sums.
on top lane is a huge mistake. TP will give you way more. So I usually go TP and Flash or TP or Ghost, depending on what champion I play. I never take Ignite. Ignite on top lane is bad. A huge part of the game is drafting
Ignite, always
and
TP.
champion select. So you
Actually, let
need
me
to
take a screenshot.
Then you wanna go into Lost Chapter.
This.
That's the same. Sunfire, Swiftness Boots, always Swiftness Boots, Harsh Steel, Hullbreaker, Titan.
Okay, let's take a picture of this. Okay. Alright.
Titanic. Starting Kull, of course. That's gonna be about the same. Gragas, you wanna start Mana Crystal refillable, and then you wanna go into Lost Chapter and get Ionian Boots, and then you wanna do the book build. The book build is you stack Fiendish Codexes, multiple of them, because they're a very gold efficient item, and then you get Everfrost somewhere. They'll look at the enemy champion, enemy team comp, and then they'll counterpick with a champion of their own. But a much more important thing to think about is a rule that I always follow, and I call it the everything rule. So the best draft
everything rule
you can possibly have is a team comp that does everything a little bit. So they have a frontliner, they have AP and AD damage, they have range, they have AoE, they have a mage, an assassin, an enchanter, they have everything, right? That is the best type of team comp. It's a team comp with a little bit of everything. So what I usually like to do is I like to fill all the spots that my team missed. So if my team picked a really squishy team, I pick a frontliner. If my team picked no CC, I'll pick a champion with CC. If my team picked only melee champions, I'll go Queen top, and I'll try and fill.
KD and gold diff.
This, or even any of these. And now you might say, Baus, you're a damn inter, you're a terrible laner, what are you doing? But you haven't seen the full story. Taking a look at the same game, same opponent, same times.
He's up by 500.
Damp. And then we take a look at
almost 600 gold.
And you'll see that I actually have a goal lead in majority of my games. And it's not even a small goal lead. Sometimes it's a goal lead so big that it's hard to even understand where that even came from. And I will explain to you guys what I do in the first 14 minutes that it helps me get such a big goal lead even though I die a lot. Finally made it into the game. My first in-game tip is going to be something I haven't heard anyone in the League of Legends community talk about or even mention, and that's gonna be respawn timers. So when you die, terrible, you give 300 gold to your opponent, that sucks. But what really matters is that you're dead for a certain amount of time and you're not on the map helping your team. That is the worst part about dying, is that you're not on the map. So how does the respawn timer work? Well, it has two factors.
So
One
you're saying,
is how
so you're saying the gold doesn't really matter. The most important part is the fact that you're not on the map.
So the later into the game, the higher the death timer. And then two, how high level you are. The higher level you are, the higher the death timer. But here's the catch. I wrote down some numbers for you guys. This is level 1, level 2, level 3, etc. Goes plus 2 seconds each level. Looks good. But once you reach level 6 and you level up to level 7, you get plus 5 seconds on your death timer.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So you want to fight when you're 6 and they're 7? Or you can die as much as you want at level 6 or below, because it doesn't really matter that much. But once you hit 7, you try to not die as much, I guess.
And then when you go from level 7 to level 8, you get plus 7 seconds on your death timer. And then it goes back to being plus 2 every level.
Okay, so 7 and 8 is when you try to play safe and not die, and then you want to make them die.
This goes like this for every champion in the game, and it's really weird.
That's the boost.
I don't know why it is like that, but it's important to know. I'll explain later how you can use this to your advantage. With this knowledge, you can make sure that every time you die, you're not gonna lose an advantage from it. All I'm going to say is bounty system. The bounty system is completely broken, and I abuse it every single game. It's quite complicated. So
Yo, I'm watching TheBausFFS video right now.
Negative bounty. If someone dies a lot in a game, they'll be worth less and less gold. Taking out all the other factors, whether your team is doing well, if you have a lot of CS or not. In general, this is how it's gonna look. Your first death, you're gonna be worth 300 gold, and then already by
Have you seen this video?
I've seen this, yeah.
Okay, I'm doing a reaction to it, and then I'm gonna follow this guide and play a few games
you're
afterwards.
Worth less with 274. Then third death, you're worth 220, and then etc. etc. Now, if you have no kills, assist,
honestly,
and you have 5.
Yeah.
Think that like the mismatch tempo shit is very interesting.
The mismatch tempo, like as in the respawn timer. Oh, I'm not up to that point yet.
Your life is only worth 112 gold. And now,
I'm to
I
bounties.
watch so many guys out there, you have 100% heard this as well. They've
I
said
think
like,
him
oh, a good player
flipping
knows
it
how
like
to
a
get
burger. Like, okay, so like, you know where he makes a point about like him dying, right? If you're losing lane a lot,
yeah,
you should keep flipping it like a burger.
Oh, I think I'm not up to it yet. But yeah,
if you're having a bad game,
and in my opinion, I think that's wrong.
So he's saying, wait, which one is this?
You're about to enter that point.
Okay, let me just see what he says.
And let your team carry you.
No,
that is
just
completely false.
Put on
if you're going 0-5 and your life is only worth 112 gold, you need to be the playmaker. It is very low risk because you only give 100 gold, and huge reward. If you're feeding, you cannot start playing safe because your life is not worth as much. So you need to be the one that makes plays and risks. You gotta be the one risking your life. You can't
Destiny pre-watches all his shit, so
you gotta be the playmaker, especially if you're feeding. All these tips about playing safe.
The thing that I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
It's like while I was in shower, I was thinking about some shit because like I was watching like an Ellis podcast. Right?
Yeah.
And then like, oh my god, I can't have your stream. Like I just hear my own voice and my fucking own voice interrupts. Okay.
The recoil ASMR. Yeah.
Right. Like I really like how like he like had like debates and shit with like other people about like how to play the game and shit.
Yeah.
Right. And like it reminds me of like at least like sometimes like we would have like a fucking thing.
The infamous Valorant debate that cost so much and resolved nothing.
Like, the thing is, right? Yeah, no, because like I feel like 90% of the people don't like
think about the game. Yeah.
Like they just
they don't like to in depth. Yeah, they don't like to talk in depth about it.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
But I think in order for you to master the game, you have to do those things. You have to like think about it. Yeah.
Do.
Yeah. It's honestly like a physics like topic. Like you get taught these things and you just follow one straight line. But in order for you to truly understand it, you need to branch out and explore different things revolving that one topic. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I feel like okay, like the fucking thing that fucking Alice was talking about, right?
Yeah.
It was like, how do you bridge the gap between the West and the fucking East?
Oh, I think I saw the thumbnail of that. Like how to beat Asia.
Yeah. And like it's very interesting because like there's like a lot of like nitty gritty shit, and I feel like it really is a fucking
It's a what? It's a mental death.
yeah, no, because like what you call it? Asian players are fucking like nuts, right? Like
Yeah,
okay, well, also one
they
thing
study it. Yeah.
in NA at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
Job security is actually really important, and so players don't discuss amongst themselves.
Oh, so they don't improve.
Yeah,
That is interesting. But in China they
like
do, or
like
in
I
Korea.
remember, there's this one core JJ guide
Uh-huh.
that I watched, right? And he was like, "Oh, I usually keep some tricks to myself,
Oh, okay.
right? So that like other people don't know about the shit."
Yeah, honestly, it does kind of make sense when you look at the like NA ladder, because you have
Yeah.
one team that's like really good, and then the others are
Yeah.
like nowhere near.
But like if you share it with like other teams, right? You
Yeah.
can improve it, like
It's like,
your own strat.
yeah,
And, like, you know.
it's like it's honestly like making content together with someone. If you do solo and then you make it big yourself,
Yeah.
you can do it like that. But then if you do like co-streams, or like if you feature people in your stuff, you can both grow together, and at the end you get more like different people, and you reach like other categories and stuff.
Actually, you know what? That reminds me. Like I actually like I don't mind listening to people that I don't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like I genuinely want to understand their point.
Yeah.
And like, you know, differentiate. And some people just can't do that. Like I know a lot of people that can't do that.
Yeah, I think that's why, that's one of the things that I like, is just that I find like discussion, that's one of the things I like discussion, or discussing about different things, is that you get to explore different things that you won't think about, whether it's true or not, and you get to know that person a lot more by seeing how they think of things.
Like what you call it? Like I feel like Destiny streams, right? Like the thing about his streams is that he does like a very different perspective of something.
Yeah.
And like you could add on like your perspective, like you could see if you personally agree with that or not, and like
yeah. So you've jumped on the Destiny bandwagon. Oh my god!
I don't think I'm on the bandwagon. I'll be honest. It's very at least like he's not like a fucking dick rider or anything. Like I think that's probably like the best part.
Yeah, I think.
Oh my god, I hate dick riders. I actually hate dick riders.
Yeah, that's why you like. That's why you dislike the Hissan. Hissan. I think XQC, like the juices are catching on to the Hissan. Like the subreddit hates them now.
I mean, like I don't think anyone likes Hassan, right?
Yeah, that's why I don't get why people actually and ironically listen to Hassan's takes. Like he gives such bad takes, and then just fucking people just listen to him.
Actually, I don't know why
you gotta be a playmaker. Really so your life in this scenario would only be worth 112 gold, so you gotta make plays. Now let's talk about
he does give out
where if you die, you're worth
like
more than 300
different
gold.
Perspective too.
Who, Hassan?
Kind of like, yeah, he does give out like a different like side, I guess.
I mean, I guess if you want to call having a bad take a different side, it's like listening to XQC.
You know whenever Asmongold gives a take, like it's also very interesting in my opinion.
Yeah.
And even train wrecks, very controversial. Like,
yeah, I think and because they each have their own. It's weird hearing people say Trainwreck is conservative. Actually, really? No, it's not weird. It's the opposite. I'm thinking of the opposite.
Isn't he fucking?
He's a
like red pilled.
Yeah, he's like your typical squad W. I don't know about him right now, but he used to be when I watch him. I don't watch him, but when he comes on like panels or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, does he talk about interesting things? I'm up to positive bounties.
If you get a goal lead over your opponent, you'll get a bounty on your head, which makes sense. And it
I
kind of works
think
like that in
that's like
general,
the-
but not quite. Because again, the system is completely
Like,
broken, and I'm here
he
to
talks
explain
about
it
the.
and help you manipulate it.
Wait, does he talk about the?
In League of Legends, there's 6 main sources of
hi,
income.
up
There's
here.
kills, assists,
I'm to up income.
Have you
minions,
learned
turret
about like,
destroyed,
the
bladings,
wave
and
shit
gold items,
where
like
he
cool and
like
support items. Now these different
dies
sources
level 3? Oh,
No,
not
I
level 3.
haven't. Is that early game? Wait, I'm up to income.
It's probably early game.
income
Okay.
will have a different impact on the bounty. So let me give you an example. If you farm 300 gold worth of minions, that will give you a
Oh,
lower bounty
I
than if you got 1
completely
kill
agree
worth
with
of
the
300
coal
gold.
shit.
So
by
even
the
though
way.
in both
Like,
scenarios, you got 300
Completely agree with the what?
the coal shit.
Oh
I
yeah.
looked
gold.
at the maps
Depending on
and
where
shit.
you got the gold from, that
That
will determine.
is coal is just.
No, but that
superior.
is interesting. Like, does it work for other characters though? Like, other than top laners?
What do you mean?
Because if you're a mage mid laner, if you're an Ori, you probably don't want to buy coal.
Oh, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can only buy it if you have like 80 ratios. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And also the support item shit. Remember you mentioned it before, right?
Yeah.
And then T1 pulled it out.
I mentioned it.
Well, it was like buying a support item late.
Oh yeah. I did. Yeah, I did say it.
I didn't know about supports, but like he was a top laner and he bought a support item late. After like the support finished the item.
Yeah, because I think that one support item, it just gives you a lot of value because you achieve multiple things. You get gold and then you can put boards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How big your bounty is going to be. So, what is the best way to make money in League of Legends? Kills are a terrible way to make money. If you can kill your
Terrible
opponent,
way
and that will
to
give you
make
a
money
CS
for
advantage
kills.
or anything else above it, that's great. But just getting kills alone barely gives you anything, right? You get the 300 gold, but you're gonna realize once you're at 4 kills, 5 kills,
I
you're
mean,
already
that's
going to have a
why
1 kill
just
bounty.
don't
So the bounty
die.
system is
Huh?
That's why you should just don't die.
ruthless when it comes to kills.
Oh
You're gonna
my
get 1500
God.
gold from kills, and then you die
Don't
once and you
die,
get
then
back
they can't get the bounty. Lol.
Oh yeah, he's saying you make a lot from kills, and then when you die, you give back a bit.
1k gold. Same goes with assists. Now assists don't give as much money, so it's not as noticeable. Going to minions. Minions is a great way to make money. It's very stable. The bounty system
Minions
doesn't
is the
doesn't
most
attack it the same way
important.
as it does with kills. If you farm really well, you will rarely get a bounty on
How the fuck this guy is 100 CS diff.
your head. Now, of course, if you overfarm, you are going to get a bounty, but it's not as bad as getting kills. Moving on, turret destroyed. Turret destroyed works a little bit
Why is
differently.
he
but
not
killing
CSing like?
Yeah, I know. How does he have 100 CS when he has 211? What is going on in this game?
powers usually do is it enables the enemy team to get objective bounties, or it
We
goes one
should
step
see
closer
the
to
game
getting
state
objective bounties.
first,
Yeah.
and then
Like,
Like,
what
is
is
he,
happening
like-
in this game? Like, he has so much more CS even compared to everyone on the map. What time is this? 18 minutes and he's 20. Actually, that's more than 10 CS per minute.
Now, objective bounties are not as scary as the individual bounties, so you shouldn't even worry about this.
the
Destroying towers
only
is
time where you
always a
should
good thing. It's a
flip
great
like
way to make money.
burger
You're not gonna
is
get an
when your
individual.
other teammates are losing.
Yeah. Actually, I'm interested in does he talk about what happens if his teammates are dog shit? Because if his teammates are bad, his strat doesn't really work. If the entire team's feeding.
He just always he's mentions this one point, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like it's like ignoring his teammates pretty much. Like he doesn't really care. If, like, the
Interesting.
other
So he just
side
does
is
his own
winning.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bounty for it, so it's great to do. Always destroy towers. And then we're moving on to platings and gold items. These two,
Okay, so he said that minions are a great way of getting minions and turret platings.
getting
It's a
cooked,
great
taking
way of
platings
getting
is
income.
the single best way to make money. It's crazy. You know you can go a game getting 15 platings for yourself. You can get that's 2,600 gold. You can get 2,600 gold worth of platings, and your bounty wouldn't move an inch. You will not get a singular inch of a bounty. It is completely tax-free. The Riot bounty system doesn't account for platings. If you can, you should always secure this. That is why
What do you
the
mean
first
by
14 minutes of the
you're
game
gonna use it in game? Are you going to play Scion?
Yeah.
are the most important minutes of any game.
It's over.
Hopefully you learned something new by now. But what is the point about knowing how
Did
something
he
works
even
if you don't know how to
reach,
utilize it in your games?
challenger
That's what this
in
section is for.
US?
Finally, we're getting into the gameplay.
Ooh, the Baus?
Yeah.
He said that he's rank like 15 or 11. I think he said his peak was rank 11. Actually, no, he's hit rank 1 before, no? I think he's rank 15 right
now. The first
now.
14 minutes of the game is also the most important minute of any game. And now you know what you might be
The
thinking.
first 14 minutes of the game is the most important.
No way I'm taking laning phase.
During like preseason.
Yeah, he wasn't streaming and he reached rank 1, I think.
Tips from you. You're the worst laner in the entire EU. And that is false, okay? It is false. I'm actually a great laner. I would
Cool.
consider myself, my biggest strength is actually my laning phase. Going into the stats here in the league client, you take current season Scion, then you go into income. You can see that on average, at 15 minutes, I have a 900 goal lead.
Huh?
League. I'm trying to find how the bounties work in the.
I think, did he talk about it? I think he mentioned, he didn't go into too specific about bounty.
Yeah, like, they were like, I remember I watched a video of it. Like there were like 4 different factors, and it's like really weird.
Oh, yeah, I think it's like
Every
CS,
single
like
game on average,
kills, and
900
then
gold
all
lead at
those
50
things.
minutes. Now, if I'm going 0-4 and my
CS
opponent laner is
kills
4-0, it might look like I'm
levels.
losing the lane. But again, on average, over my opponent, I have a 900 gold lead. Actually, my biggest strength is my laning phase. Yeah, I'm gonna show you what I do and how I get this gold lead. The idea is that you pick Scion, who is a late game champion. You buy
Okay.
Cool, who is a late game item. You take the runes that I
had
chose,
a
who are all
Korean, like unironically, a Korean master mid laner. I'm not kidding. And then like they were duoing with a person, right?
Yeah.
And then the duo said, "Oh, free win, Korean master Akali," and then the Akali typed something in fucking Korean, right?
Yeah. Did you show that
no
he's
idea.
Korean?
I don't know what he typed.
Yeah.
And then he just kept running it down.
So that's what they meant by free wins.
late game runes. But how the hell are you supposed to get a gold lead into the early game then? That makes no sense. Well, your opponent is always going to beat you. So the idea is that you want to mismatch your tempo. And that might not understand
the
what I
guy
mean there.
was actually Korean because like he had constant like 50 ping or 100 ping.
Oh, okay. That's how you know. Maybe he's 50 or 100 isn't that bad though. But
Yeah,
they're used to playing on like 0 ping.
Yeah.
It's the nerf.
But you
And
want to
then,
be in lane.
Like no, they were literally running it. Like as in like they fucking went down mid, like it dived to tier 2 turret.
The classic.
No idea.
He's
what the
limit
fuck
testing.
they were
He's
doing.
limit testing for sure.
Your opponent is not in lane, and you want to take the base when your
Alright, I'm
opponent
up
is in
to
lane, if that makes sense.
mismatch
So,
tempo
there's nothing
now.
you can do level 1. Level 1, you both will come to lane at the same time.
That's
There's no
like
strategy
the
behind it. You're gonna
most
die because you're all late game,
interesting
and
one,
he
in
bought
my
potions. He maybe got a Dorians or whatever, so he's gonna kill you. Now, what I like to do is I like to farm safe. The first 2 waves, try and get as many as you can. You'll take a
First 2 wave farm save.
lot of damage.
Get
It's
as
fine
much
to take a
as
lot of
you
damage,
can.
but as soon as wave 3 comes, as soon as it comes, what you do is you walk up and you just Q the whole wave. The opponent will hit you and kill you, but you Q it. He will then kill you. And then after he kills you, you'll clear the whole thing in the passive. That is the strategy. And during this time, you get to clear the whole wave. And now, of course, it's able to crash in. Now it's late a bit, but it's still able to crash in, right? And now you get a free reset, and you're back to lane. And your opponent, because he didn't focus minions, he has to clear all of this, and it now pushes towards me. And keep in mind, during this time, even though he killed your entire health bar, you at least did 300, 400 damage to him, right? Like you at least did some damage to him. So he's pushing all of this, and he's half health or something like that. So now you come back with an item advantage and health advantage. So what does
Wait, do you TP back or do you not TP back? Oh no, you don't TP back because it's already pushed in.
do now? Well, he has 2 options. He can stay and be at a health disadvantage, and he will eventually die himself because, again, he has no health or no items, or he can recall and try and TP. If he tries to recall, that's where your minion Dima comes in handy. You gotta hurry. He's recalling. You have to hurry and push all of this. It's very, very, very important you do it as fast as you can. So you do this, you minion Dima that, and you know he's TPing right now, and you try and push as fast as you can. And now he's back to lane.
Level 1 silence strat, where you just farm with jungler.
Well, it's the SoloQ guide, so
But now he can't attack
it
because you have
probably
to kind of wait with you.
doesn't.
And once this wave cannon
work
is
that
done,
same.
like
You
what
don't have
you do is you loop
enough
around,
coordination.
and you
I
look
feel
right
like
here,
you
and you
do
come
need
behind
a
him.
lot of coordination to pull that, right?
Yeah.
Once you're behind him, it's a free game. GG, you just won the game. Because again,
No matter
you're full late
what,
game. And if you guys know about the proxy strategy, nobody can kill you here.
One bot.
Yeah, and then honestly, it's not worth in a solo queue game, because even if your bot lane gets 2 kills, there's no guarantee that they're not complete idiots.
You're free to farm how much you want.
So basically TLDR of the level 3 strat is that first 2 wave you farm safe, it's okay to let him poke you. Third wave, the cannon wave, you rush in, try to Q the entire wave, and then push as fast as you can, doesn't matter if you die, and then out in your passive you'll be able to kill the entire wave and do some damage to him and try to push it under tower. And then at this time, when you're walking back to your lane, he probably won't be able to take out the entire wave, and by the time you get to the wave, you guys are both back and he is half HP. If he recalls, you shove it. If he doesn't recall, he'll passively die, is what he said, because he's already half health. Okay.
Whenever
you get 10 skills per minute no matter what you do here.
Dies again.
Yeah, but what if you take a bad trade again and then you die? What happens then? Okay, so in his scenario, where this is happening, you push your wave in, and then you get to proxy the wave.
If laning phase goes like that in the first 5 levels, you have done perfect. And then once you get here...
Okay, first 5 level, if you do that, it's perfect. Wait, he just said that he always take...
I mean, it's a weak side strat. Like,
all you basically do is proxy
your
jungler
should never come.
And once you run out of mana, what you do then is use suicide with 1 Q on the wave, and that should clear the whole thing. The rest in your passive, just like this.
Oh, okay. So level 5. What time is this? 5:22. You go in, take tower shot, and try to clear the entire wave.
Didn't get the cannon, but you get the idea.
Did not get the cannon, but that's...
Get the idea. Dying enables you to mismatch your tempo. So when you're
okay,
base, your opponent has to clear the wave, and then once he's in base, you're in lane, and you're able to push the lane. That is the best way of laning with.
Huh?
No, it's just like in recent games, right?
Yeah.
I played against a plat fucking ADC guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was absolute dog shit. And I played with a gold 3 Lucian guy, and he was all dog shit.
It's a classic. Rank does not matter.
At the same time as your opponent is in lane. You farm minions when he's not here. He's farming them when you're not there. That is the best way. This strategy never fails. Always do that. Not every
okay, always do that.
Perfect, but things you have to think about is no matter what, you need to protect your tower. She's the most precious thing in your life. Her health bar is more important than your own health bar. And one way you keep your tower safe is to always push. Every single wave that comes, you will always push it. As soon as it's here, you do a full combo on it and you kill it. Every single wave. This will, even if you die or not, this will always protect your tower no matter what. If you're level 6 or below, you always have to push the wave here. When it comes here, you'll have to push it. If you are level 7, you have to push the wave around here. That is better. Because if you die and you're level 7, here,
he doesn't go in when
when you W.
Fucking Swain, no. Like, I always do it, like, conditionally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
like, he doesn't go in after, like, the swing his like, E or something.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
I don't press my W immediately because I want him to E into it.
Up. Yeah.
Like,
I think you just have to hard ping it. That's how...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. He just said, if you're level 6... Actually, if you're level 7, you wouldn't die between the towers.
Death timer is not actually going to be too long to be able to protect your tower. So, let's say I die here. The death timer now is actually going to be too long compared to level 6. Look, 15 seconds. So, you're actually not going to be able to run. You're not going to be able to run back and defend your tower. So, if you're level 6 or below, you catch the wave here, shove it instantly. If you're level 7 or above, you have to proxy, and you have to catch the wave here. Best thing would be if you catch the wave here. Working ourselves into the mid game. This is minute 14 to 25 maybe. I'm not quite sure. Mid game. What do I like to do? I like to be on the side lane all the time. Coming from base, maybe you die, maybe you recall. What do you do? Well, you check which lane you go to, either top or bot. You never go mid, either top or bot. So I like to see myself as a turret destroyer. So let's say this tower is gone, then I will go bot lane, and I'm gonna...
Yeah.
It baited like 3 people. I had a shield, a heal, and another shield.
Oh, and then they try to
Work on
take
this tower.
that.
Now, a very important thing if you want to side lane is to push the wave first.
3
Right? You're gonna be
shields
versus
and
another
1
opponent,
heal.
target dummy again. Your job is to get the
And
wave first.
3
If you're able to
people
catch the wave,
fucking
as soon as it
died
comes,
me.
boom, boom,
They got
it's cleared, let's say. And then
overextended.
your wave is coming here. If his wave is already cleared,
Died. Oh, yeah, it was only one situation where it
wave
was
first.
actually
Right?
very
So you're gonna be
useful.
versus another opponent, target dummy again. Your job is to get the wave
And
first.
to
If
be
you're able to...
honest, like, I had a thought about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your damage is actually, like, health percentage, right? So, like, you take away, like, some of their health.
Percent, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, you don't really need damage.
Oh, so you're not building damage items? Or what?
Yeah,
Then what? Do you build tank then?
you just build tank.
Okay.
to catch the wave, as soon as it comes, boom, boom, it's cleared, let's say. And then your wave is coming here. If his wave is already cleared, you then have a roam timer that you can either help your team. What I like to do is I like to sneak around, loop around here, and proxy. Stay here, and then
Like,
he clears the wave, right?
To be
And then
honest, I do feel the impact because every time I play center,
Mm-hmm.
I'm super duper fed. Like, it doesn't matter what, I'm always fucking fed on center, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and because I'm so fed, damage items feel so much more better. Just because, like, you obviously, like,
Yeah,
it just feels like you're doing much.
when this wave comes, clear it, and now you have an insane timer. So what you're gonna do then is you're gonna threaten a roam. If your opponent answers
Rather
the roam
than
by roaming
fucking
himself,
tank
then your wave is
items.
crashing into the tower, and you just go back, and you'll take the tower, basically. But the important thing is to always clear the wave before your opponent. That is what enables tempo. If you
But what if your bot lane is still bot?
have a tempo
What
advantage,
happens
you can
then?
then roam before him, or you can take tower. Always clear the wave first. I will never join
Just
a
gotta
fight with my
ping them
team
away.
unless it's the third dragon, or the
I
fourth
mean, he
dragon,
always
or the
types in chat, go bot. I mean, not.
Oh, going bot.
Go back.
Okay, yeah.
If it's one of those
I'm
three,
going
I
bot.
might join the team fight. But if it's
Mhm.
anything else,
Please.
second dragon, herald, or what people even like to do is they like to randomly team fight in mid lane without
Okay, so never team fight unless it's third or fourth drag.
any objective being on the map. If there's no objective on the map and a
I
team fight
feel
breaks out
like
in
the
mid lane,
battle
don't join it.
strat is super effective. Like, yeah, no, it's super effective early. Like, I like pushing turrets
Mhm.
until, like, the tier 3, like, the value just drops off significantly. Unless
think-
if you get inhib and you can use it to, like, get objectives. Like,
Yeah.
I think the value just drops so much.
Because I actually want to see
Stay side lane. It's
what do you
not
think
worth
of
joining
late
team fights who
game.
don't have an objective in them as a top laner. But
Oh,
getting into the late game
just
after
does so
25
much
minutes, let's say,
damage,
you're
like,
level
does
15 or
so
something by then, what do you do in the late game? You come from base? Guess what? You still go side lane. You go side lane and you push out.
Still go
Again,
side lane.
you shouldn't let waves crash into your tower. Here's the thing with late game. All my
Like,
strategies,
pretty
you can
much
throw them out of the window now. Because all of a sudden, deaths are relevant. And dying is a really bad thing. Because your death timer is like 30-40 seconds by now. So dying is very risky. And getting
Okay,
killed
so
on your opponent
dying
has
is
insane
bad
value.
late game.
So I will look to play more safe, but also look to kill my opponent a lot more. Whether I assassinate them or whatever, right? Usually by now, if you have all the scaling set up, you will be stronger than your opponent anyway, so you're just gonna beat him most of the games. How do you teamfight with Sion? You always want to flank, and that's a great thing, because you come from the side lane, so flanking is very easy. If there's a fight in the mid lane, you will push the wave here, and then you will roll all the way here, and look at this flanking out. You go right into the enemies, if the fight were to break out here. So if you were to teamfight with Sion, you want to flank,
Because
always
it's a
flank.
fucking
Getting into
IQ
tips and
check.
tricks that help me win the game. I won't go over the normal ones, I'll go over the ones I see people don't use. Starting off with Sion, getting into the passive. If you're
People
already
just
melee range with your
don't know what
opponent,
the item
don't
does.
use your active. Once they
It
flash
used to
away,
be
that's when you use your
broken,
active
now it's
ability. But here, if you're
dodging.
in range, once he flashes away, then you run after with your ability. But most time,
Okay, so don't use your active after. Don't use your active before they flash.
players do is, as
Because
soon as
you
they get into
run out of
passive,
health.
they will instantly click the ability and they will waste their speed boost. Don't do that. Another thing, close range
He does,
ultis.
like,
If you're close range like
bonus
this with your
stuff. I
opponent,
didn't
don't
know
just
it was
click R.
just chasing.
That screws up your camera, it's a lot harder to hit, it's just very sloppy to make.
I never
Instead,
knew
what
what
you're
the
gonna
fucking thing did.
do is, you're gonna click R plus Q at the same time. R plus Q. Instead of your camera
plus
screwing up,
Q.
it's gonna make this. Much more
That's
nicer, a lot
fucking
easier to
bullshit.
hit. It does
Wait, so you don't do only R, you do
R plus
R
Q.
plus
Instead of your
Q.
camera screwing up, it's gonna make this. Much more nicer, a lot easier to hit. It doesn't mess up your camera. It's a
That's
weird little bug, I guess.
It's a very well-known bug.
Is this when you hit it or when you activate it?
I don't
Is
know. He always mentions it. I remember, like, yes, he always
Range like this with
mentions
your
the
opponent,
fucking
don't just click R.
thing.
That screws
And
up your
he
camera, it's
always
not harder to
calls
hit,
it, like,
it's just very
a
sloppy to make. Instead, what you're gonna do is,
animation
you're gonna click
cancel and
R
not
plus Q at the same time. R plus Q, instead of your camera screwing up, it's gonna make this. much more
Yeah, I
nicer,
think
a lot
it is
easier to
a
hit. It doesn't mess up your camera. It's a weird little bug, I guess you could say, but always use this for melee range ultis. R plus Q. And then into another Q or whatever you want to do after that. Another thing is when you camp the bushes, bush Qs. My signature move is to camp a bush and Q them from Fog of War, right? What I see a lot of players do is they're gonna walk in the bush, they're gonna have their opponent, and they're gonna charge.
Oh, actually, I have seen him do this. Instead of doing this, he plays it like in a weird angle, like backwards.
Like that. That is not how you're supposed to charge it from the bush. In every single bush, you can always make an extra step. So don't go in here and charge the Q. Always click on this pixel to be right on the edge. This gives you way more range, right? Every bush has a pixel. You click on it, and then you get max range. It's way better. Getting into my second champion here, we have Gragas. The thing with Gragas is that he has an unlimited amount of insane combos you can make.
Okay, these
right?
are all just champion 2. This conclusion.
Going into in-game, always push lane if you can. Always try and be the pusher. If you're gonna die, make sure you die before level 7. And if you're playing Sion, dying when pushing before level 7 is actually good for you. Your KDA is mostly irrelevant. You need to look at gold income instead. You shouldn't go for kills, you should go for money. Make sure you split push. Split pushing is your main objective. You're the turret destroyer. And yeah, hopefully I taught you something about combos as well. Thank you so much for watching this guide. I did put a lot of effort into the video, so if you could drop a like and...
Okay, well... Yeah?
Like, his...
I did not push the entire wave. This wasn't in the plan. I'm 1 CS down. I don't think this was in the guide. Ooh. Ooh. I'm dead.